video is the untold story of the Americas before Columbus in 3 hours. We're not going to sit for 3 hours and watch the video. There's just a little bit of information I would like you to peep out. Let's go in.
Man-made earthworks created an artificial topography throughout North America before 1491. These mound structures were built over thousands of years. One of the largest concentrations is located on the Mississippi River near present-day St. Louis. The ancient city of Cahokia had 120 mounds, with the largest known as Monk's Mound. This massive earthwork covered 5.5 hectares and was 30 meters high. To construct this mound, thousands of workers carried more than 1 million square meters of earth in woven bags to the site.
For my own tribe, we have a story about a mound site in Mississippi called Naniwaya, and we came up from below. We came up out of that mound, according to one story, or we followed two brothers, Chata and Chickasaw, from the west. We traveled east, and
now check this out. There's over 5 million people that are subscribed to this channel. This video is in the millions. All right. So when you're talking about history, okay, you're not moving too much if you're not reaching a lot of people, right? And reaching a lot of people comes over time when it comes down to the truth. But in the case of the history of the Americas, okay, it's still not talking about original indigenous people being people that resemble Africans, but don't have no connection to Africa with Chippewa Afros, Chippewa hairstyles.
Finally stopped at a place and built that mound, and we carried the bones of our ancestors with us and built the mound. Either story, it talks about this one place that's very significant in Choctaw tradition, and it places us in Mississippi. So it tells us how we came to be in that area. And the stories tell us about our relationship with other tribes, the Chickasaw and the Cherokee, among others. The science actually fits in well with that if you think about people moving from the west into the east. And if you think about mound sites in the southeast, that frequently function as burial mounds. So there are mounds that have human remains in them.
Mounds are also part of the creation stories of indigenous peoples. A large concentration of ceremonial mounds are located throughout Central and Eastern North America. As family groups formed societies and settled into villages and cities, the practice of burial mounds expanded.
We can follow the evolution, if you will, of mound construction from 300 AD on up. We get small mounds, we get a little bit larger, we get mortuary mounds, we get mounds that have houses on top. So we can see an in situ development.
Okay, so with this bit of information right here, it should be quite disrespectful that Black Indians are not mentioned. You understand? You Dane Calloway Indians, new reformed Indians of the day. There's many of you out there, but there's a couple on my channel, Socialina_YT, Real Talk with Tim and Phoebe, you know, and there's various other so-called Indians who are pushing the narrative that people with kinkly hair were here originally and not connected to Africa. Okay. So based on that, what I just said, this area, right, that you see depicted, okay, because a lot of them be grabbing little statues and pictures of 1 and 2 Black people, right? The picture might be in modern times. It's not in ancient times. It's not in these times. So they ain't had no camera back then. But based on this depiction, okay, we should be able to see that beyond the shadow of a doubt, these are Negroes that resemble Africans. Okay. And the only way that we can talk about the semblance is through hair. Okay. Let's not get that twisted. We need to talk about natural hair strands. Okay. Now I'm seeing pictures of dark-skinned Indians with straight hair, and they like, look, that's a Negro right there. Oh, they called us Negroes because it's Negroes in Negro land in Africa. But ain't no straight haired people that we talking about in Africa. We shouldn't be talking about no straight hair people unless you naturally got straight hair. Do you dig what I'm saying? You naturally got straight hair. Now, let's do something right quick. Let's leave this right here because this is the Cahokia Mounds, right? The mound builders. They were here before Christopher Columbus came in, coming off the Mississippi, moving towards the Choctaw and Cherokee, moving towards the east, right? There should be some significant information out there, at least pointing to the origins. As you see with the female who was a Choctaw lady, she was speaking on the origins of their people. She said it's a story, it's a myth, right? But when it comes down to 9 science describing who Black people are, is not a myth. It's a scientific fact, right? It's a scientific fact. Africa got all the resources in it. You understand? All the resources in it. Africa is so old, there's still tribal people there that's never seen no other people before. It's some places like that, some areas like that in South America. There ain't no places like that in North America where people ain't seen no other people. You understand what I'm saying? So I got a question, right? Let me bring this up right quick. Oh, let me share this right quick. Y'all familiar with this brother right here, this chief, Mohican chief? Hold on. Sachem Muhammad Wayo Naman. That's a Muslim name. Muhammad, that's a Muslim name, right? But that's not what I want to bring up. This is what I want to bring up. Now I know times have changed, right? I know times have changed, and we like to go along with changes, but we the only one going through complete changes. This is who we are naturally, right? And the question is, what is the matter with this hairstyle? Now, you know, we so kind of messed up when it comes down to genetics and mixing in with other cultures and eating bad foods and things of that nature, that our hair probably won't even grow this great. That's some great afros right there. Look at this sister afro, that strong hair right there. Boom, that mug is like, it's like, ah. Do you feel what I'm saying? But the question is, what is the matter with these hairstyles? Now, imagine in America, right? Because before any style, this had to be boom, boom. You know, the finesse on it was to really pick it out. That's American when we start flaring it out. I'm sure in some places in Africa, at least in the past, they was flaring it out. But imagine if we walked around like this again. Don't you think this is what the whole plot and the plan was? To get women to be like, hey man, this is unmanageable hair. If it's unmanageable, it's like y'all saying this is cursed hair when this is God's hair. Okay. I put this on everything. I feel like, you know, them lace fronts and all that is what got women tripping. You know, brothers is tripping because they like, hey, this is what I prefer. If she ain't got no lace front, my bad. If she ain't got no lace front, I can't rock with her. So they got us going against our natural state, right? You see? Now, like I said, imagine us walking around again in our natural state. They wouldn't be able to get with it. That's the power. This seemed like when we lost our hairstyles, we damn near lost everything. When we lost 9 ether, we lost our capacity to think and reason properly. We lost our spirituality. You know what I'm saying? We lost what we stood for. You understand? So why try to be anything other than who you are naturally? And tell me, if you don't want to be natural, is this innate self-hate? Because you look at the definition of Indian, where are the other Indians at? They're straight-haired people with dark skin. So with that being said, I would rather be an African. Because when you look at another African, we have the potential to grow the same hair. And with that being said, I'm gone. Out of there. Y'all hold it down. Peace.